The purpose of this video is to summarize the process I went through and to share with you some of the findings and key takeaways from the research component of this semester-long project in Mark 17. My topic of choosing for this project was social media and how to properly implement it within a business setting. I came to the conclusion that this was the topic for me during my preparation for the Vanier College BDC case competition and realizing that while I acknowledged that social media was an important tactic, I didn't know how to properly implement these strategies. In addition to this, I recognize that measuring the value and return on investment on social media is hard to determine, so I decided to undertake a certification in Google Analytics. After submitting my initial proposal and research plan of action at the beginning of the semester, I spent the last 7 weeks attempting to follow my action plan as closely as possible. The initial plan was to complete the 6-course Google Analytics Academy and take the Google Analytics Individual Qualification Test and research social media types, usage trends, and content marketing. To walk you through the process I took to research these areas, I will deviate from my plan of action in order to simplify things, beginning with Google Analytics. Starting the Analytics Academy was simple enough, as it was a free learning tool and there were no time constraints other than completing it within the parameters of this assignment. The Academy itself is made up of 6 courses. The first 3 units were a breeze, reading through the information presented and reading some of the supplementary articles provided covered almost all the information needed to complete the unit activities. Real challenge began in the final 3 units, which in hindsight would have been a lot easier to complete if I had my own website to monitor and use alongside the learning. As a result, I needed to do additional research prior to beginning the individual qualifications test. The final result of my preparation was passing the analytics test with a score of 84% and not wasting the $50 it took to take the test. On the social media side of the project, research occurred as it would any other project. I utilized the internet to read through blog posts and news articles, while also utilizing EBSCOhost through St. Lawrence College and the Wilfrid Laurier University Library to search for business journals and publications to supplement my research. As the research component is primarily social media based, this component of the video evaluation will be strictly social media. While social media usage is an important factor to this project, some of the most interesting and relevant information I obtained actually pertain to how Canadians use the internet, as there is no social media without the internet. As of March 2013, Canadians are ranked as the country that stays online the longest at almost double the global average at roughly 41 hours per week. Statistically, 80% of Canadians in the population are also connected to the internet, while 70% own a mobile device. Finally, 2 out of 3 Canadians now use social media, which makes it no surprise that social media is one of the most popular activities on the internet for Canadians. As using social media as a marketing tool is based on connecting with consumers, it is important to understand what platforms are being used. Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube are the usual suspects in social media, while newer platforms such as Pinterest and Instagram are growing at a rapid rate. In terms of usage statistics, Facebook is still the dominant presence in the social sphere, with over 1 billion users worldwide, while Twitter has over 500 million users. Of the picture and video sharing platforms, YouTube is a powerhouse, with more than 1 billion unique visitors visiting the site every month and over 6 billion hours of video consumed every month. One of the most interesting statistics found in my research was that Pinterest is emerging as a strong alternative to Facebook and Twitter for increasing referral traffic and conversion rates, which, coupled with the fact that 68% of its users are female, means that this platform can have a huge impact on brands involved in the retail landscape. As Bill Crow has consistently drilled into our heads, women make the purchasing decisions, making Pinterest a social media channel to consider for future marketing initiatives. As a personal project within the research, I decided to look into having a presence on Reddit as a viable option for a marketing effort. Reddit is an entertainment, social networking, and news website where its 112 million monthly users can submit and discuss content, including content on various companies and brands. Doing a simple search on Reddit revealed approximately 1,400 message threads involving positive and negative conversations about the brand. With the knowledge of what various social media platforms do and can be used for, I began researching trends that will influence social media strategies in 2014. These trends amounted to some of the key takeaways from my research. Trend number 1 was the fact that older demographics are jumping on board with social media at exponential rates. On Twitter, the fastest growing demographic is the 55 to 64-year-old age bracket, which has seen a 79% growth rate since 2012. Facebook and Google Plus are also experiencing growth rates within the older demographics, with the 45 to 54 bracket increasing at 46 and 56% respectively. On the younger side of the age scale, teenagers are using Twitter and Instagram more frequently and view these platforms as their most important social media source, while Facebook has experienced a drop from 42% to 23% of teenagers using Facebook as their primary social media platform. These trends show continually changing demographics in the social sphere, which makes understanding where and why consumers are using social platforms an important part of a social media marketing strategy. Engagement over advertising is the second key takeaway that I found throughout my research. Social media is about sharing content with people, and the social media strategy for a brand or company should follow suit with this. Industry experts believe content marketing is a key component of a social media strategy and should be a larger focus than the curation of customers. If you can create engaging content that speaks to customers who follow the brand loyalty will increase. These are just some of the key takeaways and findings from my research on this independent study. For the full picture, please refer to my final paper at the end of the month.